all scientific findings, for example, have practical applications. Anybody here on a diet? We're going to talk a little, well, all right, so I think we talked a little bit about diet last time. I think maybe I did this one here. Toady Fields, anyone ever heard of Toady Fields?
Absolutely.
Said, I've been on a diet for 2 weeks and all I've lost is 2 weeks. Okay. So she was funny that way. So that was kind of a funny way. So sometimes we think about these diets. Actually, here's another one. On the subject of dieting, if at first you don't succeed, then pay someone else to do it. Right? You're really not going to stick to pay somebody else to do it. Okay? So we'll talk a little bit about dieting, but here's a good one here. Scientific findings don't always have practical applications. There's actually let's call it a calorie restriction diet. Now, calorie restriction has been found in rats to increase their longevity, right? So these rats on a near starvation diet live longer. Well, what is the practical application of that? Well, think about it. You're on a near starvation diet. Now, the rats, of course, seem to live longer. Well, here's an advocate, Dr. Roy Walford, who believes if he stays on this diet, he thinks he could live to be 140 years old, right? I say, stay tuned. We'll have to watch the media, see if he actually does it. But if you think about it, they also forget to tell you what goes with that. The rats are on the starvation diet, but guess what happens? They don't want to mate, they don't have any offspring, right? And isn't that sort of what we need to do? We need to procreate. If we're not interested in mating, not interested in having offspring, that's not very useful, correct? All right? Now, for most people, eating and participating in sexual activities, it's an important part of life, all right? So it's sort of thinking about it like this way. If we're on one of these starvation or near starvation diets, our engine, our metabolism is running cooler, all right? But you're not taking the car to places you used to. You see? Okay? So it's kind of unusual. Sometimes scientific findings really don't have a practical application. Right? Just because it's science doesn't mean we can always use it. You see?